See, this comes around and you'll be in the little bottom corner there so they know who they're talking to. Oh,
Okay.
here we are. Okay. Okay. All right. There we are. Okay. We looks like we are back on the record. And
Your Honor, this is Miss Rhonda Cody Brown.
okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. This is file 21-0565. Council appearance for the record, please.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Thank you. And let me do this here real quick. Now, Ms. Cody Brown, did you have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Houseel?
Yes.
Defense counsel? Okay. Are you prepared to proceed with the arraignment?
Yes, I am.
All right. Give me just a moment. I will take a look and see what's going on here. Looks as though you did post a bond. Okay, all right. Now there was a bench warrant issued, and let's address that first. Let's see. Go back through your file. Okay, and so you did post the 250 bond. You failed to appear for arraignment on June 2nd of this year, but you did post a bond and the bench warrant was recalled. Since you're here, we're just going to address the original charge, okay? The bench warrant's been recalled. We'll dismiss that bench warrant. Hopefully you understand that as long as we're doing Zoom, hopefully this will be the last time you'll have an issue in front of the courts.
Correct.
But if we send you paperwork and it says to appear via Zoom, it's a lot easier to do that. Than to be,
I have no idea
okay.
how to do it.
Okay. All right. Well, you can also call by phone or ask a friend or come into the court and say, I absolutely can't Zoom, and we could have talked to you that way.
Okay.
But this way you had to, come here in person and it could be a lot easier. I mean, if you see everybody up here on the screen, you can do it from your phone, even just by calling. You don't have to have video. We do have people that call in and just with their phone number and we talk to them. So rather than just ignoring it, just work with us and we'll work with you.
No
okay.
problem.
All right. Perfect. All right. So we will dismiss the bench warrant. So let's look at the original charge. What brought you here in the first place? Okay. All right. Looks like it's a ticket there.
Yeah, my dog's decided 4 acres.
I'm going to stop you.
Okay.
Everything's on the record. I don't want you to put anything on the record until we've had a chance to talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So here's the charge. Looks like this took place on the 15th of March. Would have been on South 8 Mile Road here in Midland County.
Correct.
Count one's dog stray, did being the owner of a certain dog, to wit, Onks, a black male pit bull, allow said dog to stray while not being properly held in leash. It's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 3 months in jail, a fine of not less than $10 nor more than $100. Count two is dog stray, did being the owner of a certain dog, to wit, Pablo, a brindle male pit bull, allows said dog to stray while not being properly held in leash. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 3 months in jail, fine of not less than $10 or more than $100. Now, looks like Ms. Bauman, if she were to plead guilty to one of the stray dog charges, the people would dismiss the other stray dog charge. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, but given the circumstance, we'd also, we're basically not opposed to her doing a 1-year delay to the dismissal if she is successful in keeping the dogs contained. That would be a potential option too.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Cody Brown, here's what they're saying in case you're wondering. What the original offer from their office was if you pled guilty to one, they would dismiss the other one. What they're saying is if you were to plead guilty today, we wouldn't sentence you, we would hold off. If after a year, there's no other issues with Onks and the other pit bull within a year from today, then they would dismiss the charge. There wouldn't be any charge on your record. So
Okay.
what's that saying is if you were to plead guilty today, we won't sentence you today, but the $250 bond will still sit there. But the point of that is a year from now, no other stray dog charges, then this will be dismissed.
Okay.
So you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, if you were to plead guilty today, I want you to understand you do waive certain rights. You waive the right to remain silent. You waive the right to have a trial, to call witnesses on your behalf and cross-examine witnesses. Do you understand all of those rights you'd be waiving?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Then in order to take a factual basis, I do have to have you raise your right hand for me. Swear and affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth for everything brought before this court today?
Yes, I do.
All right, so let me just look back here at our facts here. So on March 15th of 2021 on South 8 Mile Road, did you have a dog named Onks and a dog named Pablo?
It's Onyx.
Onyx, I'm sorry. Okay,
Yes.
a dog named Onyx and a dog named Pablo?
Correct.
All right. And did both of those stray off your property out of your control and not being held in leash?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Ms. Baumann, are you satisfied with that factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court is satisfied with that factual basis as well. Did anyone make any threats or promises to you in order to plead guilty today?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. The court will accept your guilty plea as knowing and voluntarily made. With the offer of the prosecutor's office, we will delay sentence for 1 year. If there are no other issues with the dogs in the meantime, they don't get off leash again, out of your property again, in that time, the charges will be dismissed and there'll be nothing further that you have to do. The $250 bond will continue until sentencing. So we're going to hold the bond for now.
Okay.
What you have to do from now until then is just make sure that they don't stray off your property.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So other than that, I think this matter can be adjourned. Please, any questions for the court in the future, call us.
Okay.
We will work with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Otherwise, you're set to go here today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Your Honor, Mr. Lieberman.
Okay, Lieberman, come on up and have a seat. When you have a seat, you can go ahead and remove your mask. We're further than 6 feet apart. Oh, if you, oh, there you go. Thank you for doing that.
Almost forgot that.
To a point, hopefully. All right, so Mr. Lieberman, did you have the opportunity to meet with Mr. Househeel this morning?
Mr. House.
Yeah, defense attorney, you would have talked to him up on the screen?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. And you do have to speak loud because we have to pick you up on that little green dot up there.
Oh, yes, I did. Speak with
Okay.
him.
All right. And are you prepared to proceed with the arraignment today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is file 19-1422. Council appearance for the record, please.
James Branson on behalf of the City of Midland.
Thank you, Mr. Branson. All right, so let's just see what we have going on here. Okay. Looks as though you had a bench warrant issued as well. Let's just see what that's all about. All right, looks like you failed to appear for arraignment a long time ago, January 8th of 2020. Did you post a bond as well?
I did not.
Okay. All right. Did you call to set up this arraignment?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. The bench warrant's still out. Well, here's what we'll do. The bench warrant was out because you didn't appear for arraignment. Okay. And you're here today.
Yes.
So we're going to dismiss the bench warrant.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The reason that we have the bench warrant is you need to appear for court.
Yes.
Okay. Just like the person before you, we need you to make sure that you're showing up for court.
It was sent to an address, the paperwork. I never realized that I had a court date at all
Okay.
until just recently, and then
And here you are.
filed in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to dismiss the bench warrant. We're going to arraign you on the original charge. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to probably, December of 2019. So we're going to go ways back, but let's take a look at the charge. All right. Looks like this occurred on or about December 9th of 2019. Would have been on Ellsworth Street here in the city of Midland. Count one is, did then and there permit, it's dog running at large. Did then and there permit a dog, whether licensed or unlicensed, to run at large or stray beyond the premise of such owner without being under reasonable control of some person, to wit, a dog under the care of the defendant was allowed to stray beyond the reasonable control of the defendant at or near 509 West Ellsworth Street in the city of Midland on several occasions. This is in violation of section 3-17 of the Midland Code of Ordinances, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. Mr. Branson, is there anything you wish to address as far as this charge with Mr. Lieberman here today?
Yes, Your Honor, just a little brief history. This is, again, a violation date of December 9th, 2019. There were a number of complaints, that being 6 complaints prior to that date being issued of a loose dog. It is a long file, an overdue file. I'm not sure where Mr. Lieberman is living now, and that would be very helpful in discussion for any possible resolution.
Where are you living now, Mr. Lieberman?
Ripley Street, which is fairly close to Ellsworth still.
Ripley Street?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to add, I have recently, because of my dog, he run and such, I have bought him a ranged electric collar, so he can't go beyond, he can't run away at this point, or go wandering about.
Where do you live at? What's the address on Ripley?
213.
213 Ripley?
Yep.
And so you have like an electric fence?
Yeah, basically. It's
Okay.
a plug-in sensor that's inside, and he can only go within a certain range of it.
Okay.
No.
And he wears that collar?
Yes, at all times when he's
Okay.
when he's let outside at least.
Okay. All right. Were you able to hear that, Mr. Branson?
I was, Your Honor, and thank you again. Ripley Street is at the corner, or the address, I believe, is at the house that's at the corner of Ripley and Ellsworth, which is very near the BP and the subway station. It's my understanding at the time back then, we also had issues regarding, I thought Mr. Lieberman was living in a trailer, but I think that trailer on the property plugged in. And again, is that resolved?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not staying in.
You're living in the house itself?
Yeah. So, the neighboring house, I was living again in a different house. But I had been staying in the trailer from time to time, but
Now you're living in a home?
yes.
All right. With that, Your Honor, we have not had any dog complaints lately, which is very good. And I appreciate that. With this, we would not have an issue of pleading as charged due to the number of complaints, but we would recommend minimal fines and costs, no jail. But again, still in the same location with the same animal. It has to be made very clear that with the busy street, busy roads, and close neighborhood, the dog has to be carefully watched.
Okay. So, Mr. Lieberman, what Mr. Branson is saying, if you were to plead guilty today, there would be no jail sentence. It'd be fines and costs only, and he's asking for minimal fines and costs. But he's also just saying, obviously, if there's any further issues, there could be additional charges. He just wants to make sure you're aware of that, and hopefully this is the last time we see each other. Okay, so
At least in this setting.
yeah. So as to the charge of a dog running at large, do you wish today to plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute? I want you to understand you don't have to plead guilty. This is you talk to a defense attorney, but that is what the offer from the city attorney today. What he's asking, what he is saying.
What he's presenting is more than reasonable. He has got out multiple times in the past, so yeah.
Okay.
I'll plead guilty.
Okay. Now, in order to plead guilty, I do want to remind you that you would waive your right to remain silent. You waive your right to have a trial, to call witnesses on your behalf and cross-examine witnesses. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I do have to have a factual basis. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand for me. Swear and affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth for everything brought before this court today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So looks like this was back on December 9th of 2019 on 509 West Ellsworth. Do you own a dog, or did you own a dog at that location?
Yes.
And did it stray beyond your control without being under control or held in leash?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Branson, are you satisfied with that factual basis?
I am, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. The court is satisfied with that factual basis as well. Mr. Lieberman, did anyone make any threats or promises to you to plead guilty today?
No.
Okay. The court will accept your guilty plea as knowing and voluntarily made. As far as the sentence today, are you working at all right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, the city requested minimal fines and costs. I think that is reasonable. What we'll do is for fines and costs, there's certain costs that are mandatory by the state, and those are a $75 crime victim fee and a $50 state assessment fee. We're going to assess a $10 fine and $10 in court costs. So that is $145. Is that something you can pay today, or you need time for that?
Yes.
You can pay it today?
Yep.
Okay. Then when you leave here, you can just go across to the window where you checked in, make that payment. This matter will be resolved. There'll be nothing more you need to do other than to make sure your dog doesn't stray.
Great.
Okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Mr. Lieberman. You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you,
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor.
next I have Mr. Travis
Thank you, Mr. Branson.
Miller.
Okay. Here we are. Mr. Miller, come on up and have a seat. Okay. Are you Travis Miller?
Yes,
Yes? Okay. I need you to speak up for me.
sorry.
There we go. All right. Okay. Let's give me just a moment. Mr. Miller, did you have the opportunity to meet Mr. Houseel up on the screen there earlier?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Are you prepared to proceed with the arraignment today?
Yes.
Okay. This is file 21-0559. Council appearance for the record, please.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Thank you, Ms. Bauman. All right, give me just a moment. Mr. Miller. Okay, we have no bench warrants to clear up for you, but we're here today because you missed a court date, but you called soon enough, so we don't have a bench warrant, but we got to address the original charge, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read the charge to you. Just a moment. Okay, looks like this happened on or about April 27th of this year, 2021.
Yep.
Would have been, looks like on Kent Road here in Midland County. Count one is operating with license suspended or revoked or denied. Did operate a motor vehicle upon Kent Road, a highway, while his operator's license was suspended or revoked. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, as well as a $500 fine and vehicle immobilization. Let's see here. Looks like the offer, Ms. Bauman, is if he has a valid operator's license, the people would offer a misdemeanor of allowing while driving while license suspended. The driving while license suspended charge would be dismissed. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Miller, do you have a valid operator's license today?
I don't. It was suspended again by the Social Security building or SOS building again till December, I believe,
December? Okay.
because of this incident.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's suspended until at least December, Ms. Bauman. So at this point, I guess there would be no offer, would be my understanding.
Yeah, at this point.
Okay. So, Mr. Miller, as to the charge of driving while license suspended, did you today wish to plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay. A plea of not guilty will be entered on your behalf. This matter will be set for a pretrial. You plan on hiring an attorney to represent you, sir? Or you're going to represent yourself?
I think I'm gonna hire one. I believe so.
You're going to
Your
hire
Honor,
an
I'm
attorney
sorry,
to
we
represent
cannot
you?
hear him.
Oh, we can't hear you. Aim it towards there.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get an attorney.
Okay, so he plans on hiring an attorney to represent him. So how it'll work, Mr. Miller, we're gonna enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. The matter will be set for a pretrial on the 6th of July at 9 a.m.
Okay.
As soon as you hire your attorney, they'll receive an appearance, or they'll receive notice so they can appear. They have to file their appearance with us.
Mhm.
They'll receive notice, and they can be here to represent you on the 9th of July.
Okay.
Just make sure you follow the instructions that you get from the court. As far as bond, your bond will be a $500 personal recognizance bond, just no other crimes while you're on bond. You understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so otherwise you are all set today. Deb, can we get him a notice before he leaves, or appearance, or do you want to just mail it as we've been doing throughout this pandemic?
No, Your Honor, he can come right over to the window. We'll get him a notice to appear.
Thank you. So if you just go across the way, Mr. Miller, they'll give you a notice to appear.
Over to the criminal.
Yep, right across the way.
Okay.
Yep, and they'll set you up, okay?
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Your Honor, we have two more. The next one is Cody Wallace.
All right, Mr. Wallace, come on up. Good morning, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace, did you meet with Mr. Househeel here this morning up on the screen?
Talk to him on the phone.
Talked to him on the phone?
Yep.
Okay. And are you prepared to proceed with the arraignment today?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
This is file 21-0491. Council appearance for the record, please.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Thank you, Ms. Baumann. Give me just a moment and I will pull up this file. There we are. Okay. Okay, looks like there was a bench warrant issued for failing to appear. You're held in contempt. Let's see what that's all about. All right, failed to appear for arraignment on June 2nd. And did you post a bond on that, or did you call in time to get this set here today?
I just called on time. to
Okay.
get that.
All right. You showed up here today, Mr. Wallace, so we will dismiss the bench warrant. Hopefully in the future, you remember just to show up for your court dates, whether they're on camera or in person, okay?
Got the dates mixed up.
Okay,
Different date.
yep, pay attention.
Yep.
All right, okay, so otherwise you wouldn't have to be here today, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and arraign you on the original charge, which is motor vehicle operation without security from February 8th of this year on Saginaw Road here in Midland County. Count one is motor vehicle operation without security. Did being the owner of a 2004 Chevrolet, a motor vehicle with respect to which security is required, operate that vehicle upon Saginaw Road, a public highway in the state of Michigan, without having in full force and effect security complying with the above cited statute. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail, fine of not less than $200 nor more than $500. Now, there is an offer here from the prosecutor's office that if he has insurance, he would dismiss the misdemeanor if he admitted a responsibility to the civil infraction. Is that accurate?
Your Honor, that is accurate, but just want to caution in this offer that the defendant does have a couple instances in his record of other proof of insurance citations. And so that means he is running out of chances. So he needs to keep in mind that insurance needs to be on his vehicle.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Baumann, for that. So, Mr. Wallace, do you have valid proof of insurance today?
Yes.
Okay. Can you put your mask on and bring it up? I'll take a look at it.
Small.
Okay, well, I can give it my best shot. It is small, you're not
Yeah.
lying about that. Looks like effective date. Okay, March 17th, and it goes through September 17th of 2021. Okay, so he does in fact have valid proof of insurance that we can file with the court, Ms. Baumann, if that's
Okay.
acceptable.
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead and have a seat. And I just have to check with my staff here, kind of similar to what Ms. Baumann's talking about. Does he have another no proof of insurance besides this one, Deb?
Your Honor, he does have a no proof of insurance ticket, which he received on June 11th. The due date on
Okay.
that is June 25th.
Okay, he does have proof here with him. So here's what I'm gonna do. Because you had a no proof of insurance ticket that you didn't come into the court on, you got in June.
Right.
All right, so Mr. Wallace, life is getting very expensive for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
that has been.
Yeah, and you gotta find a way to not make it so expensive, okay? It doesn't have to be, if you give the officer proof of insurance at the time, you don't get a ticket at all. If you get a ticket for no proof of insurance, you have to come into the court, $25 and you're done, okay? What I have here is a ticket that's due in a week's time that is $210, okay? This ticket that Ms. Baumann has said you're running out of chances could be $210 as well, okay? So you're talking $420, and it doesn't have to be that way. Could have been $50, could have been zero. If the officer or deputy walked up to your window, you gave me a proof of insurance, it's no cost to you, okay? By not taking care of things and putting it off, not zooming in on the wrong date, showing up here at the courthouse, it's just adding up pile upon pile. And that's on you. It doesn't have to be that way, okay? Ms. Baumann has told you, my staff is telling me, that you've had 4 no proof of insurance tickets plus this one, so 5 total, okay? The Secretary of State is starting to tighten up a little bit, and they're starting to charge fees on top if you don't have insurance at the time of the stop, okay? So I just want to make sure you understand it doesn't have to be this way, okay? It can cost you nothing, but it's getting very expensive. So here's what I'm going to do. Rather than, because I don't think you're going to get any more breaks, okay? So if you, again, get a no insurance ticket, it's going to be the misdemeanor on your record. Right now, you have proof of insurance. You've admitted responsibility to that. The misdemeanor charge will be dismissed, okay? On this particular file, this fine will be $105, okay?
Okay.
On the ticket that's due a week from now, it's going to be $105. I'm reducing the $210, okay? Total for these 2 cases is $210. You need to pay that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to go across the way and set up, if you can't pay it today, set up a plan to get it paid as quickly as possible, okay? And then you'll be done with the court. You understand that?
Yep.
And like I said before, it's your responsibility. It's not the court's responsibility.
No, I know.
Yep. So you got a good understanding of that. It's expensive. It doesn't have to be. Life's expensive enough, okay? Stay on top of things, okay? All right. So otherwise you're all set. You're free to leave the courtroom. Just take that proof over there and make sure they have a copy of that and get these tickets taken care of.
Okay.
Your
Okay?
Honor, next,
All right.
next we have Keith Shannon.
Okay, I see, Mr. Shannon, I see you on my screen here. Give me just a moment. Mr. Shannon, did you have the opportunity to meet with defense counsel this morning? Oh, Mr. Shannon, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Did you have the opportunity to meet with defense counsel this morning?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. We are here on file 21-0561. Counsel appearance for the record, please.
Sarah Ballman on behalf of the people.
All right. Thank you. Let's see here. Trying to look. We got two files here. Looks like.
Your Honor,
show
we
cause
actually
as
have,
well.
we actually have one file. It's a show
Okay.
cause on why he did not appear for the original arraignment and an arraignment on the charges.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm just looking for the paperwork on the show cause. Hey, we're here today for a show cause for you didn't appear for an original arraignment. The order of the show cause was you were to be here in person at 10:30. I see that you're up here on video, Mr. Shannon. Can you explain to me why you have failed to appear in person as ordered for the show cause?
I went to show up and they turned me away because I had symptoms of COVID.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you were turned away?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Staff was supposed to tell you.
Okay. All right. So you did show up, but you had symptoms, so you were sent away. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for that too, Sergeant. I appreciate that. Okay. Sergeant was here on your behalf and he has verified that that did in fact occur. So let's do this, Mr. Shannon. Let's talk about the original charges then, why you're here. You did take the time to appear. The court does appreciate that. So as far as the show cause, we're going to dismiss that. But we're going to talk about the original charges and see what's going on. Okay. Looks like this took place on or about the 1st of May. Oh, this would have been on West Gordonville Road here in Midland County. Count 1 is operating with license suspended, revoked, or denied. Did operate a motor vehicle upon East Gordonville Road, a highway, while his operator's license was suspended or revoked. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, as well as a $500 fine. Now, looks as though no offer at this time. My apologies. I'm driving my staff crazy because they can't see me on the one camera. Okay, here we go. Because you're no longer not in the courtroom, and neither is anybody else. So here we go. All right. Okay. So there's no offer. Is that correct, Ms. Baumann?
Well, I was just looking, we do have another file from 2020, which is still open. And so in this, the current file that we're in, that I'm looking at, it says that 1-for-1 offer with the other file. I'm just checking my notes real quick to see if that's still the case. And it looks like it is still the case that there's a 1-for-1. So if you please to this one, then the other one would be or vice versa.
Okay, what's the other case? Do you have a case number for me, please?
I don't have yours, but I have ours. Will that work?
Well, give me yours. I'm sure my staff can find the
well, let me look it up and I can try and get yours because I think I can do that. 1 second.
Your Honor, that would be 20-1395.
Yep.
There is a current warrant out for that one.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have a warrant. Has he been arraigned on that 20-1395?
Let me look, Your Honor.
No, I think that he, for because he failed to appear. That's what I just read.
Correct.
Yep.
He failed to appear. It appears for a settlement conference.
Okay. All right. So
On
we have
March
a bench warrant because you got as far as the settlement conference and we never heard from him.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that. Give me just a moment, Mr. Shannon. I'm going to look up your, okay. I'm going to look up your file and see what's going on here. I got to look up your older file.
Your Honor, it appears we lost
Yes.
Mr. Shannon.
Oh, he's gone. Well, oh, I have him on my screen
Oh,
here.
he just
Maybe
appeared
he's-
back up.
I think he has a poor connection is my guess.
Yeah,
Mr.
it's gonna
Shannon,
get
are you
better.
able to hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You've got a very poor connection.
Yep.
Are you in Midland County yet, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Midland County, headed back to my mom's house.
Okay, whereabouts
It's,
are you?
it's
'Cause
gonna
I
be,
know
the
there's a
service
lot
is
of-
gonna, the connection's gonna get better from here, as far as I know.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm on the corner of Dock Road and Gordonville, Homer Road.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of dead zones out there, but let me take a look at this other file, Mr. Shannon. Give me just a moment.
I don't even know what the other file's for.
Well, I'm going to do. You were arraigned on that other file, but you didn't finish up your business. Let's see. It's 20-1395. Okay. And this stems from a driving while license suspended charge. The original charge, you were arraigned. Well, you had an attorney. Did he have a court-appointed attorney in that file, Katrina?
Yes, Your Honor, he did. Mr. Dan Duke.
Okay, all right. So you had Mr. Duke. So Mr. Duke was here and you were not. And you were supposed to be here with Mr. Duke for a settlement conference on all of this. Let's see, what day were you supposed to be here? You were supposed to be here on March 23rd of 2021, and you failed to appear. Mr. Duke was here to represent you at that time. I understand there's the 1-for-1 offer, but we're also dealing with the bench warrant suspension and the fact that he has an attorney. I think what I would like to do with this is set this out for a settlement conference on both because he does have an attorney. I think I'd like to have Mr. Duke represent Mr. Shannon in file 21-0561 as well. I don't feel comfortable since he had an appointed attorney proceeding without his attorney being there to represent him.
Your Honor,
Yes.
set that for July 6th at 10:30 a.m.
And will Mr. Shannon be required to be here in person for that as well?
No, Your Honor, as long as he appears via Zoom.
Okay. So Mr. Shannon, can you hear me right now? Are you able to hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, nope, I can hear you just fine, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Okay. So Mr. Duke was representing you on that previous file. He's going to I'm going to appoint him to represent you in file 21-0561. We're going to set your appearance with Mr. Duke. It's going to be via Zoom. It's going to be July 6th at 10:30 a.m. All right. And what the prosecutor's offering is their offer right now, and Mr. Duke will receive this as well, that if he were to plead guilty to the charge of driving while license suspended in one of the files, they would dismiss the driving while license suspended in the other file. We can go ahead and recall the bench warrant, but you do owe a $45 fee to the court in order to eventually get your driver's license back. So we can recall the bench warrant, but we won't. You won't have an opportunity to get your license back until you pay that $45. And we're not going to recall that $45. So you can call and pay it over the phone, but you have to take care of that. And you should take care of that prior to July 6th. You understand that, Mr. Shannon?
I understand what you're saying, yes.
Okay. So in file 21-0561, your bond will be set at a $500 personal recognizance bond. Just make sure you do appear. If you don't appear, bench warrants will issue immediately and they won't be recalled. They'll be held. You'll have a contempt hearing in front of Judge Carpenter. So make sure you are here on the 6th at 10:30.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, he also has 3 other traffic tickets he's suspended on. A ticket
Okay.
A, B, and C through our court.
Okay.
Ms. Tier, could you move to a different area?
Okay. So Mr. Shannon, just so you know, you have a litany of traffic tickets you have to take care of. So you should call this afternoon and find out what exactly you owe on those traffic tickets. You need to take care of that in order to get your suspensions lifted. So get those in order, get your house in order before you show up on the 6th. So Mr. Duke, when he's representing you, can have a good conversation with the prosecutor at that time. Okay?
Am I supposed to reach out to Daniel Duke, or is he going to reach out to me prior to the 6th?
As far as that goes, I'm not sure what he'll do. You can certainly contact his office. He's going to be appointed. I'm sorry?
I never got a call from Daniel Duke.
Yeah,
And,
you can give him a call. We don't work with him as far as how he corresponds with clients, but you are certainly welcome to call his office.
Is there a possibility that during the negotiation process, I could represent myself?
Well, if you wish to not have Mr. Duke represent you, if you choose to represent yourself, you certainly could do that. If you'd like to have him not represent you, we can have him removed on the other file, but I think the judge has to do that. I don't think that's authority that I have.
All right, well, then we might as well just make it easy and keep Daniel Duke as my attorney. I guess it's not going to make a difference other than I'd want to speak to the prosecutor.
Well, he can speak with them. You can obviously let Mr. Duke know what you want to say, and you can be there and watch while he's having that discussion. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shannon. This matter will be adjourned. We'll see you back here on the 6th of July at 10:30 a.m.
All right. Thank you.
Do contact the court as far as your traffic tickets so you can start to get those matters resolved.
I will do what I can, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, we're not quite done yet, but what I will do for Mr. Branson and Ms. Baumann, let me just quick go through the list. I will, if the folks who did not appear today, we can issue bench warrants either immediately or after 48 hours, depending on their status. Those people who are here, supposed to be here today at 10:30, the court will be issuing bench warrants. But I can go through my list to make sure we all have the same people we're talking about. And then Mr. Branson and Ms. Baumann, you are free to sign off and go about your day. So I'm going to go through this alphabetically. And I have a county case with Lula Belvin.
Yep.
Yes, okay. Then I have a county case with David Burkhart.
I don't have him.
Burkhard.
Okay. David, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yep. You're right. Yep.
Okay. DeMonte Lockett.
What's his last name?
Lockett, Lockett.
Guess we don't have him either. Can you spell his first name?
DeMonte, DEMONTE.
MNOTE.
DEMONTE. DeMonte.
Okay. Okay. I'll add him to my list too.
Okay. Jacob Mellon
Yep.
and Leonard Schneider.
Your Honor,
Oh,
Mr.
Leonard Schneider,
Schneider
that's
is
going to be
being
another day,
rescheduled.
right?
yes, sir.
Yep, that's been rescheduled. I think I saw that note when we were in between people here. And then for the city, I have Rebecca Vance.
Who is it?
Rebecca Vance.
I
Your
don't have-
Honor, that one is also being rescheduled. That one was a medical issue.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that was the 8:15 call, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And you're
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
the David Burkard, we have requested a nollie for that one.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll take care of that.
That's why I didn't have my
Okay.
list. I just realized.
Okay. All right. I don't have to worry about that one. The last one I have for 8:15 is Christopher Villarreal.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. 10:30, I have Becky Baybeck for the city.
Yes.
All right. Then I have Jason Donald for the county. 10:30. Adam Hammond.
Yeah, I have him for 10:30.
Yep.
Yep.
And then for the city, I have Keith McGee.
Yes.
Okay. And for the county, I have Tyrone St. Cone.
Yep.
And then I have Kara Switzer for the city.
Yes.
Okay. I will address these files and thank you both for your time this morning. You are free to leave the Zoom room.
Do you have Jason Donald for the 10:30?
Yes, Jason Donald. Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye now. All right. So Deb, we'll take a quick look at these ones that I have left here. Let's see. So I'm going to go back to the top here. All right, starting off with Lula Belvin. Looks like she posted bond. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right, and Ms. Belvin. Here's the appearance. Here we go. All right, she was given notice to be here on June 16th.
And then ones.
At
I have no money
8:15
still,
a.m.
so I'm good.
I'm
Thanks.
sorry? Oh, well, okay. Ms. Belvin was to be here on June 16th at 8:15 a.m. for the purpose of arraignment. She has failed to appear. I don't have that she has failed to appear previous to this, so we'll send out a bench warrant after 48 hours, and at that time, her bond will be revoked. I think the next one I have is DeMonte Lockett, so let's take a look at that. Demonte Lockett, file 21-0493. Okay, he was to be here at 6:16 at 8:15 a.m. for the purpose of arraignment. And he has failed to appear. He will be a bench warrant issued for failing to appear for arraignment after 48 hours after today's date. And the bond that he had will be revoked. Then I have Jacob Mellon. This is file 21-0656. All right. Mr. Mellon was to be here on today's date, June 16th at 8:15 a.m., and he has failed to appear. There'll be a bench warrant issued for Mr. Mellon, $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant that will go out 48 hours after today's date. The last of the 8:15s I have is Christopher Villarreal, 210632. And he was to be here at 6:16, today's date at 8:15 a.m., and he has failed to appear. A bench warrant issued for failing to appear for arraignment, $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. It'll go out 48 hours after today's date and time. Now we have a host of people who were supposed to be here at 10:30 and they did not show up. I think most of them already have bench warrants out. Let me start off with 21-0501, Becky Baybeck. Is there a bench warrant out for her, Deb, for failing to appear for arraignment?
Your Honor, if I may, she called within the time frame, so a bench warrant was not issued.
Okay, well, she didn't show up today, so there will be a bench warrant issued for failing to appear for arraignment. That will go out immediately. Be a bond of $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. The next one I have is Jason Donald. And I believe in this one, there was not a bench warrant issued as well, but today, Ms. Jason Donald was to be here. And Jason Donald has failed to appear. So there will be a bench warrant for failing to appear for arraignment, $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. That bench warrant will go out immediately. Then I have Adam Hammond. Adam Hammond looks like he must not have had a bench warrant issued as well.
That is correct, sir.
So we will have a bench warrant issued for Adam Hammond, $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. That warrant will go out immediately today as well. And we have Keith McGee. File 21-0542. And Mr. McGee will now have a bench warrant because he has failed to appear today. He was had missed the last time, had called, but now he has failed to show up. So there will be a bench warrant for failing to appear for arraignment. $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. That will go out immediately as well. And I have Tyrone St. Home, file 21-0562. Mr. St. Home was noticed to be here in person, and he has failed to appear. And it'll be a bench warrant issued for failing to appear for arraignment. $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant. That bench warrant will go out immediately. The last file I have is Kara Switzer, file 21-0552. Ms. Switzer will now have a bench warrant that will issue immediately, as she was to be here in person on June 16th at 10:30 a.m. And she has failed to appear. Be a bond of $2,500, 10% on the bench warrant.